Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my storytime channel, everybody. I hope everybody is feeling really good today and being productive, and I hope everybody's feeling good every day. I'm doing well today. This is my storytime channel, but today I'm just gonna do a little chit chat. I haven't uploaded any videos in a while. I think I have like 12 uploads on my channel. I don't know. But today I'm going to just do a little chit chat because I'm still getting some comments from my evicted, homeless, and living in my car video. And I can't believe there are so many. I mean, I can believe it, but there are so many kind people in the world. There are people messaging me still saying like, what's your Cash App? How can I help you? Can I send you some money? And that is so beautiful and so sweet. But that is not my situation now. A lot of my story times come from a long time ago. Some of them are from 2015, 2016, 2017. That's when I mentioned Hurricane Harvey and all that. So yeah, there's so many kind people in the world. There really are. I mean, of course there's bad apples, but you know. So I'm gonna do a little chit chat. There was also a comment, not only offering like saying like what's your Cash App, or like how can I send you money, or how can I help you. There was a comment on the part where I said that we went hungry for like a couple of days because my paycheck did not direct deposit into my account. And I say I don't know why, but now I feel like I know why, and I'm gonna tell you why. Somebody commented, why didn't you go to a shelter for like food or something like that? I never, to be honest, I never once thought about like a food shelter. Like sometimes when you're in something, you may not be thinking as clearly, and I know somebody's gonna be like, but you were hungry. But no, actually I wasn't. I was not on the first day. And before I forget, like 2 days earlier, like with my younger son, his school sent out like, they resent out these flyers for like breakfast. You bring your kid to school to eat like breakfast in the morning. And this happened like 2 days earlier. This is how amazing God is, because you know he set this whole thing up. Like he knew that money was not going to deposit in my account. So actually my little son, he got to eat breakfast because I was taking him to school. I took him to school earlier so that he could eat breakfast there. My older son, he was working, and on the second day he had grapes. But on that first day, because I was in, sometimes there's somebody who can relate to this. Sometimes when you're just in a zone and you didn't eat that day, and you're just like, you know what? And I think I was thinking at that time, like, okay, it's probably going to direct deposit tomorrow. So no, I didn't eat that day. My younger son did. And you know what else is awesome? Like, all the glory goes to God. Like, I had a friend who, she felt like her son needed like a friend to hang out or stay over. So my son, he was having breakfast and lunch. My youngest son was having breakfast and lunch at the school. Then he would spend the night for those like 3 nights at a friend's house, at my friend's house, with her sons. She had like a few sons. And what happened? You guys, when I'm trying to remember these things, my story times are not recent, and so things are like gray now. So I can't remember like exact details. But yeah, my youngest son was spending the night at her house, and it's so amazing how if you don't let a kid know something, like if you can get by without letting your kid know about a struggle, they're fine. Like they don't even, there's no complaints, nothing. So, and kids are very, like, kids can be really easy to work with if you don't bring like adult kind of stresses on them. So yeah, like I don't think he even noticed. So he was eating dinner at her house, but my older son, he was working. I don't think he ate anything that first day. Certainly I didn't. The second day he had grapes at work, but that wasn't a meal. You know, that's not, grapes don't hold you over for any amount of time. That's why on the third day he was like, oh man, like, I'm hungry, I can't do this anymore. But for myself, on the third day, I felt relief. The second day I was kind of frustrated because I was like, wait, like, why isn't this here? So I'm making phone calls and stuff, and I'm like I'm checking my bank account like every 2 seconds. But what happened was I realized I was fasting. And it wasn't an intentional fast. It wasn't like I got up, you know, before the sunrise to eat sahur or anything like that. Like, during that time when we were just drinking water for those three days, my oldest son and myself, really, I don't want to get emotional, but I got such a clarity on why God was telling me to set up a website. And you know what? I wasn't doing it I was being stubborn about it because it didn't make sense to me why I would be setting up this. You know what? This chit chat seems like it's all over the place, but you guys go back and watch my video on homeless, evicted, and living in my car. It might make more sense. But yeah, the time that we didn't have the food for those 3 days, it was literally like I was on a fast. Now, on like midnight, I think on the third day, I think that's when my money must have direct deposited, like shortly after midnight on the third night. So everything was fine. But when I was just in that zone, I got so much clarity, because like I said, it was literally like a fast. It was not an intentional fast, but God, like he uses everything for your good. In that time, during that time, I realized He's trying to set me up for something. And so what I did, I created the website. And you guys, I paid for that website every month for like almost 2 years. And I didn't know why he kept God was saying like, set up this website. So in that time where I did not have any food for those 3 days, I was just having water. We were just drinking water at the time. It didn't make sense for me to set up the website. I stopped being so stubborn, because that was the only thing like on my mind, like set up a website. And you guys, okay, when you are a religious person, which I believe is a good thing. Of course, I believe it's a good thing, but I believe that it's so surface level that whoever walks with God is going to know exactly what I'm talking about. When you have a relationship with God and He's included in everything, but when you are so grateful and so thankful for every little thing, He talks to you. He lets you understand things in a certain way, and some things you won't be sure about. That's what walking by faith means. So like some things you won't be sure about, but like you feel like this feeling that He's telling you to do something and a lot of times it does not make sense. Like the whole website thing, it didn't make sense until when I didn't have the food for those 3 days. Like I said, I was fasting. Okay, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to try to be quicker. What happened? Deep down inside, I was like, okay, I know I need to do this. So I set up the website almost 2 years, and I paid for this like almost 2 years. And I'm pretty sure that things could have been moving faster, but sometimes in our flesh we don't listen. Sometimes in our flesh we don't listen because it's not making sense to us. Logically, it doesn't make sense to us. You know what I mean? So fast forward a few years until recently now, now that we're in the pandemic, now I know why He had me set up the website. And it's for like landlords who just, you know, they want to sell their house. So you guys put 2 and 2 together. Here we go. So things are well. And they were good, you know, even before this, but they've gotten even better. So I think that's all I wanted to say about that. Like I think my point was, when I didn't have food for those few days, I got clarity. That's what I'm trying to say. I got clarity on why I needed to set up that website. Nothing was happening. I just kept paying for the website because I'm like, this is what He's telling me to do. So I kept paying for the website. And so now it's very beneficial to me, like now, like extremely beneficial to me now. As far as when I was having like a harder time in my life, I was never really like woe is me. Of course I had my times where I'm like, oh, like it felt like impossible. I was like, I can't go like another day, like this is hard. What made me feel like okay about it is everybody that I knew was in a worse situation than me. Married couples with a roof over their head, they were in a worse situation than me. So it always made me feel like, I mean, I'm not doing that bad. My kids are not doing that bad. Like, I didn't know anybody around me, and I come from a beautiful community, but to me, none of their situations look like anything that I wanted to trade with. So, like, my situations, they were hard, but it wasn't like like I said, full-on families, husbands and wives struggling like worse than me. And we all know that there are families, and they don't have any, you know, they're struggling to pay their bills, which is normal for a lot of people. Struggling to keep food on the table, which is normal for a lot of people. This is not to knock anybody. What I'm saying is, I didn't really see anything around me that made me feel like, oh, my situation is terrible. Like, it was okay. You guys, not to say that I felt good through the entire time that my life was like on fire. And this has not been my entire life. This was only, like, to be honest, just a few years of my life. It wasn't like, you know, that I grew up with absolutely nothing or anything like that. There are different levels to struggling. There are people who are currently and in the past they're like in really hard situations. I read a book called Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. His mom, her name is Patricia Noah. Like, the hoops that she had to jump through, oh my goodness, I can't even imagine if my struggle was like on her level. Like, when I think about that, I'm like, I'm in awe. Like, what? Somebody had to jump through hoops like that? And then it wasn't even like she was like so sad about it. Like, she had some, you know, hurdles that she had to get over, but like, she didn't go crazy or anything like that. That was just, you know, some struggles at that time that she had to go through, but they were way next level compared to mine. So, like, you guys, imagine if she could just make money from an app like how we do nowadays, Etsy. Like, imagine if a long time ago Patricia Noah could make money just off an app, like I said, like how we do. We just create websites, or we could have an Etsy account, or even some people who are like YouTubers who actually like have their careers like YouTube, like they actually earn money from YouTube. Like, imagine if she could do that, like, at those times. Like, she's already awesome without doing that. Honestly, if I could just meet her one day, not meet her, I don't have to meet her, but like just say hi to her one day and let her know that how I think that she's just such an amazing, beautiful lady. And so, yeah, so I'm just saying, like, my story times, I know they can't even compare or compete with other people's story times. People have like really hard situations that they've had to go through. I'm trying to think. I should have checked my comments before I started recording this video. By the way, this is the first time I'm recording on the front video. I usually have my phone flipped around the other way where I can't see the record button or the stop button, and I can't see how long the video is even going to be until like I'm uploading it. You guys, I'm going to stop being lazy. I feel like I should just get my camera and record like in HD and edit, but I don't feel like doing all that for my little story times. I mean, they're just story times. I'm not like an influencer or anything like that. So, was there anything else I wanted to say? As far as story times, I have like a lot of little short story times that I could tell, but maybe I'll put them all like in one video, because the story is not really long enough to like make one video. And some of the hardships that I've had to go through in the past, they're so great and such a long time ago. Like, I'm not sure how I would even tell the story, but I will up some more storytime channels. I mean, storytime on this channel. And yeah, if you guys want an update, really what I do now is I do counsel a few people. I do that only part-time, just because they're like long-time clients of mine. But I flip contracts. If I say wholesaling, somebody's gonna be like, what is wholesaling? But just kind of like, I sell contracts for people who want to sell their houses. And usually they're like much older houses. They're not like new mansions or anything like that. So yeah, that's it. That's the update. I know I haven't uploaded in a long time, but so yeah, this is it. I'll upload a story time. I'll try and do it sometime soon. Everybody take care. Ma salama.